Hi, this is Meagan Michael, your intuitive health coach, coming to you from breaking free from toxic people and breaking free from narcissistic abuse. So I'm sitting here in the morning sunshine. Oh, it's beautiful. And I'm going to do a reading for Narc Shock. Okay. And if you're watching this could also be for you as well. And so the more I keep, hi Trixie, good morning, sweetheart. Say hello. Say hello. So, as I've said before, I'm just shuffling the cards as I'm talking to you. As I've said before, Spirit does this all the time, actually, using someone else's reading to also reach other people because there is no linear time. So, I may be creating this now, in our now reality, which is I don't know 8:39 on a Saturday morning in October of 2018. You could be watching this in 2021, in July, and this is resonating with you. All right. Linear time is just a construct here in our 3D reality. In the universe, time doesn't actually exist. In fact, past lives, and this is going to be a stretch maybe for you, but past lives, from what I'm understanding, are actually concurrent. And that when you reincarnate, when you reincarnate, that you can incarnate into whatever time in Earth's history that will provide you with the best lessons that you want to learn. So, and I've heard this through many different teachers. One, not the least of whom was Dolores Cannon. Was it Dolores Cannon? I listened to a lot of past life regressions. What's her name? Myra Kelly, Dolores Cannon, Dr. Brian Weiss, and I believe they've all at some point talked about how. Okay, I forget. One of them gave a specific story, but they've all talked about this same subject. But one of them gave a story about how someone in their past life they died in like 75, and they were reborn into the 1950s. That's what I was trying to say. So I think it's fascinating, and I really have not even like showered this morning yet, and I wasn't. But I do want to read this. I do want to do this reading. I feel really inspired to do it right now, so I'm going to. And I may or may not keep it unlisted, but I see that people are watching my other unlisted oracle card reading too. So good. That means the people that are drawn to it are going to find it. Just like if you're watching this now, you were meant to find this. So as I've been shuffling, I feel like I need to shuffle a little bit more. All right, let's see. They're not easy to shuffle, but it's great. I love these cards. They're awesome. Did you just see that? Boundaries. I really feel like that's significant, and I'm going to have to pull that out. Spirit doesn't show us things for nothing. Boundaries. One of my favorite topics. One of the most important things that I've ever learned and done and implemented in my life after narcissistic abuse. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. All right, I'm going to pull. Hang on. I want to get into your vibrational energy. Really? She likes my amethyst. I do too. Hello. How sweet is that? How sweet is that? I have to make sure I'm not on mute. Oh, thank God I'm not on mute. All right. All right, so your first card I feel inspired to take from the top of the deck is joy. I love this sun, and okay, now you can see it. Joy, find your bliss. The dog is jumping for joy. He's really happy. Ah, Trixie, you're hurting me. All right, now I feel that the next card, son, daughter, stop that, is this one. Sometimes I feel inclined to pull from the middle of the deck, and I just go with my intuition. Accountability, clean up your mess. Oh, this is interesting. Look at that. The dog's got the little brush and the bucket. And he's going to clean up his own mess. All right, this is interesting. All right, and this one. Surrender. Let it go. Oh, this is going to be a good reading. This is going to be a good reading, my friends. Let's go. I'm excited. And I'm also going to pull an Abraham Hicks Asking It Is Given card for you, but I'll do that when I'm done with it. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I didn't mean to bop you in the nose. She's my little psychic cat. She's my familiar. Okay. What? She's pointing to one of the cards. Okay, you pointed to accountability and now joy. What are you trying to say? Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. She's... Okay, thank you, Trixie. I take her word for it. Okay, let me meditate for a moment. Join me if you will. I got fur flying everywhere. I've got to dust again today. Dust and vacuum, part of my daily existence, and I love it. I love it. All right, so let's inhale. It's hard. I like to inhale with the arms. So go in and out. Expel all of the air from your lungs. Looks like I'm going to throw up. But I'm trying to give you an example. Just, expel all that. And then breathe deeply through your nose. Fill up your lungs with air. And then inhale full breath. Exhale completely, even, make sure the stomach is empty. By the way, this is a good stretch for the triceps right here. Might as well get some stretching in. Oh, and this one, I just felt the need to do this. And that stretches all along here. Oh, it feels so good. All right, I see the story unfolding. All right, I see the dog with the brush, and he's scrubbing the floor, and there's somebody over him, a human, that's, like, yelling at him, like, do that! You must do that! And the dog's doing it. The dog's doing it, but he's not being treated well. He's not happy about doing it. He could do this just fine. He wants to do it, but he can do this just fine. He doesn't need to have that person screaming over him, telling him what to do and how to do it, and to micromanage him. The dog can clean up his mess by himself. And maybe he doesn't even need to clean that up. Maybe that's not even his job. I feel that this has to do with boundaries. I'm feeling that there's someone, I don't know if it's now or in the past. That's the time thing is, let me just try to focus, hang on. There's someone that's telling you what to do. There's someone that's still pulling your strings and pushing your buttons. There's someone that still has control in your life, even though you're free from the abuse of the past. There's still somebody in your life that's pushing your buttons, and like I see a puppet on a string, and I feel you don't have peace because of this. You may not even want to address this because it's somebody that I'm feeling it's somebody that you love, but this somebody is pulling your strings. They're They're manipulative, and that's why the boundaries come in, because I no. All right, it's not that we can't ever have the people in our lives. I'm going to have to digress for a moment, but I feel like this is really imperative. That okay, so like someone you may have found, I'll just say me for a second as an example. Someone that I would have 2 years ago said, "Oh, that's a toxic person," and then I would have had nothing to do with them. These days, I don't even notice that if they're toxic or not, because I have really healthy boundaries most of the time. I'm not perfect at all, but I'm just saying. I mean, we are all evolving beings, and I've certainly come an extremely long way. Look at my old videos. Well, don't, but anyway, you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, I don't need to make it. I don't need to explain myself. That's something that we do, as if you know what I was just doing, as if I needed to explain to you why I have healthy boundaries, as if I don't deserve to have healthy boundaries. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just it's an old thought that doesn't serve me any longer, and that's why I'm expressing this to you. But I want to stay on topic here. So it's somebody that you love, and you need to set up boundaries. And my point was that you can have someone in your life that might be a button pusher, but with healthy boundaries, you're not allowing them to push your buttons. Now, this person might get tired of that. People that are Trixie, honey, excuse me. There are people that absolutely will not tolerate another person that has healthy boundaries, because it's not what they're looking for in a relationship. But that's not your problem. That's not your problem. What's healthy for you is to have these healthy boundaries. Comes to mind, don't speak to me that way, or no, or do this yourself. Maybe this person is asking you to do something, and you don't really want to do it. Now do this yourself. I feel like this person might even be a child. I don't mean a small child. I mean like, I'm not really feeling like it's a parent. But I do feel like it's someone close to you, someone that you love, a relative, and they don't have boundaries, and they're used to you not having boundaries. So this is the relationship that you've established over all of these years. But it doesn't have to be that way. And sometimes we need to break away from. I'm not saying that you need to do this. I'm just giving an example. Sometimes we need to break away from someone that is manipulating, and then after we've established our boundaries and practiced them on other people that don't have that much meaning. Excuse me, Trixie, please, sweetheart. Please, baby girl. Thank you. We've practiced them on people that don't have so much impact in our lives. So, for example, let's say for a moment that this is a child or your best friend. I don't feel like it's a best friend, but it could be. Anyway, so somebody that you really love and you have a hard time setting boundaries with. Well, if you practice with your neighbor and not practice as no, just let me finish. Thank you. Your neighbor or your the man at the store, or any people that don't have such significance to you, and you practice these healthy boundaries, then you may be able to come back in the future, whether however long that future is, 2 months, 2 years, whatever, and be with that person, spend time, or interact with them, and they won't have that effect on you. They won't be toxic to you anymore. That's the thing. They might be to others, or maybe they're not even whatever, but it doesn't matter as long as they're not toxic to you, because you always have to look and take care of, number one, you need to take care of yourself first, because you cannot give from an empty cup, and you can't give what you don't have. And some of us give and give and give and give and give, and I'm seeing a cup, like a coffee cup that's empty, and you're like, well, here's my coffee. You're trying to give this person your coffee, but there's nothing in the cup. There's nothing in the cup. You need to fill your own cup of coffee first, and then you have some to share. Okay, here's my coffee. You want some? Spirit just took me on a journey there. Wow, this is a really cool reading. I hope you like this, my friends. All right, so let's see where we're going now. I'm looking at the cards. Again, I'll show them to you. You will find your joy. You will find your joy when you set up your boundaries. And I feel strongly that you have a lot of healthy boundaries, but I do feel that this is one particular person in your life right now that you have this push-pull relationship with. And so you will find joy. That's what I'm seeing. I'm finding that you will find bliss in this particular situation with this person. You will find it when you set up these boundaries. You will find joy within yourself, and they have to be accountable for their own stuff. Another word came to mind, but I choose not to use it. They have to be accountable for their own stuff. You know, it's not your responsibility to be accountable for them. And sometimes we have to surrender. We just have to surrender and let it go. A lot of times we hold on to these. I'm seeing an outline, like the outline of a relationship from the past. And so we keep playing the same role in this relationship over and over and over again without ever questioning that role, or sometimes being afraid to change who we are in that role, change who we are to them, because we're afraid to lose that relationship. We're afraid that if we set up boundaries, that this person will let us go. But that's really not our problem. It isn't. That doesn't sound right the way I just phrased that. How can I phrase that better, Spirit? They need to take care of themselves. You need to take care of yourself. All right. And you don't need to be who they want you to be. You need to be who you are. And I don't usually use the word need, but I'm expressing it in, always take what resonates and leave the rest behind. But I'm just going to finish where I'm going with this. So you need to be who you are, accountable to yourself, be authentic in yourself. If you are authentic to yourself like 90% of the time, and then you're 10% of the time you're inauthentic because you're playing this role that this person expects you to play, because you want to be for them what they want you to be, then that's going to be unhealthy for you physically. I'm feeling something in here and in here. Okay, communication. Now, this is the throat chakra, communication. So I'm feeling like there's communication that's blocked. Maybe you even have sore throats or some kind of throat problem sometimes, or anxiety, like in your chest area, because you're not communicating. You're not being forthright. You're not expressing yourself to this person. You're just you're stuffing it. You're stuffing it. You're stuffing it. So surrender and let it go, and be who you are, and set up those boundaries. Let them be accountable to their own mess, and you will indeed find even more joy than you already have. This is a very long video. Well, let me make it quick. But I really felt so much. I really felt so. Excuse me. Hi, sweetheart. I love you. I felt so much to share with you. This is really cool reading. I hope you like it. It's a little bit heavy, but you know what? My job is to tell people not what they want to hear, but what they need to hear. However, I always plan on having because there's no point. Some psychics tell people things that are just negative, and I see no purpose for that at all. If you're not, anyway, it doesn't matter. Spirit doesn't work with me that way. They know. So, okay. So here, this is the card that I just pulled from the Abraham Hicks Ask and It Is Given deck. There is evolutionary value in my personal preferences. Oh, this is going to be interesting. It says, I'm reading the back. Oh, I'll show you. Do not underestimate the value of your preferences, for the evolution of your planet depends upon those of you on the leading edge of thought, continuing to fine tune your desires, and the contrast or variety provides the perfect environment for the formation of your personal preferences. So when Abraham Hicks talks about contrast, it's well, you probably know, but anyway, it's like they said, variety. And other sometimes it would be thought of maybe like an unwanted situation. But so whatever it is that you're going through right now is providing you the opportunity to fine tune. That's what I'm getting here. To fine tune your vibration, to fine tune your and align yourself with your inner being. Like seeing like the inner being is like a little to the left, not a lot, not a lot. You're not a lot, but the physical is here, and so I'm seeing that you just need like a little bit of alignment, and that alignment and attunement with yourself and with your with all that is, with source and all that is going to not only help you and this person, but it's going to help the planet. And remember, when I just help this person, something felt wrong about that. They're responsible for themselves. You need to help yourself. And when you raise your vibration, other people will raise their vibrations to meet with you, or they won't. And that's their choice. It's always their responsibility. I'm done. All right. I hope you have enjoyed this. And I hope some of this resonates. Let me know in the comments below if any of this resonates. And thank you so much for watching. Again, this is Meagan Michael, your intuitive health coach. If you would like a reading, go to my Facebook page, which is Your Intuitive Health Coach, and message me. I don't have prices posted yet, but I am offering readings now. Okay, good. So, thank you so much for watching. And Trixie says thank you too. Have a blessed day.